Since we are discussing about the TMS configuration, so configuring the TMS, adding the systems, transport routes, transport layers. So these things we covered in the our previous class, right? So let me check in the system. Okay, ECD is our domain controller here. So in the domain controller only ECD is added. So there is no ECP system, right? There is no ECP system here. So I think you guys are not performed the ECP here. He not added the ECP system into the list here. So right here ECD configured. So but where is the system here? I don't see the system here. So system is there here, but it's not added into the this list. So in the domain control, it should show the two systems. It should show the two systems here. So now you see here, it will display the two systems now here. Why? Because two systems we adding. So two systems will show here. Now, if I go to the ECD, so ECD systems, see here, ECP is came to the here, right? It's waiting for the approval. Just click on the approve button, then system will be added to the transport domain, here. See here, now you have the two systems here. If I go to the import overview, two systems are available here. Two systems are available here. So ECD, ECQ, two systems are available here, right? So once the systems are added, you need to check the transport routes, how the routes are created here, right? So here the routes like ECD to ECQ, Q to P configured, but Q is not there due to some kernel issues in the queue. So we have not added the queue in the list. Then remove the remove the so remove the queue from the transport list here, the routes list here. So then we have to go to the configuration. There is a standard configuration. So two systems in the list, right? ECD, then ECP, ECD, ECP here, right? So then you can add the two systems in the list here, right? So when you add it to the two systems in the list, you can see here. So here you can see here. So D and P is available here, right? So whatever you do in the D, so if you release that request, it will go to the P production, right? Here the two types of transport routes are available here, layers. So SAP layer means SAP standard objects. It will go via this layer here. Next one is the ZSID layer. ZSID layer means customization objects, customization. That's why we have the ZSID. Z means Z and Z or Y will use for the customization purpose, that letters, the prefix. So, ZSID. Then it will go via this route, this layer, this lane to your destination. Finally, everything will go to the destination only. But the way, the lanes, it will go different lanes here. So how the vehicles go in the highway, so same way, so it will go to target, the same way the objects will flow to respective target system here, respective target system here. So that is what here the transport TMS configurations here, TMS configurations here. So here, so normally normally if we go to the systems here, we go to the systems here. So here we can add the new systems also. Some external systems we can add it, non-ABAP systems we can add it, means Java systems which is not ABAP system. Those systems also, if you want to add it, we can add it here. So external systems, so virtual system means so system is not exist, but just we can create as a it's exist, like that we can create it here. So means it will create the virtual means it is not exist, but it should be virtual here. See a virtual system here. Just for example purpose, we can create the virtual systems also. We can create it here. So, but reality, the system is not exist here, right? Now we have not added, it's not exist, just for virtual. Virtual means, so it physically, it is not exist here, right? So that is system, we can create it here. So like this, we can create the system, or if you want to delete, you can delete the systems in the menu options. We have the menu options. You can use the menu options to do this one, right? So this way, we can create the TMS configurations, right? Once you perform the TMS configuration, then we have the one more one more part here, one more subject, that is called the creation of the transport request, creation of the transport request here. So why? Because this will be done by the configurations will be done by the basis team, then creating the transport request, then adding the objects into the TR, that is, so transport owner means development or functional will do that one. Then the next step is called the importing the transport request, importing the transports, TR transports. So it is our responsibility, creation of the transport request, and release of TR will be done by the functional or development folks here. Why? Because they do the developments, they do the functional activities and everything, right? So they will perform this activity here. Next one is the, but then once they done it here, then they will request us to import the request here. The transport request means it contains the objects, the data which they want to move to the respective system here. Then that we have to perform it in the systems here, development systems here. Then how can we move the changes then in that case here? So log into the development any client, then we can perform the developments in the any clients here. Why? Because configurations only we can perform from the 000 user, 000 client and any user. But here, apart from that configurations, anything, transport creations, CR import, our main client, we have to do it. So we have the ECD is available, development system. So normally all the developments will happen in the development system only here. So for creating the transport request, here, so we have to go to the SE01 or SE09 or SE10 transaction codes here. So transaction codes here for creating the request, here. So go to SE01, right? SE01, go to SE01 here. So here there is an option to click on the create, right? Just click on the create button. So they will take care of that one. Okay. So here you can see the creation of the request here, the transport request creation here. So here you can see types of request here, types of request creation here. So here customization request, right? So customization request here. So these are the types of request, creation request. How many types we can create the request in the transports? How many types we can create that request here in here? So right. So here we have. So these are the types of request here. These are the types of request. You can see the different types of request here. So customization here. Customization request here. Customization means it's a local request. Customization means specific to the client, specific to the only this client only, specific to the this client only here, right? Specific to the this client only here. So this is depends upon the same system, same client here. That is called the customization client here. Some requests are local request, means with same specific to the local request, which means local to the this client only. It cannot be, you cannot be transferred to the other clients or other systems also. Customization request. Okay. So workbench request, customization request, workbench request, like that. So we have the settings are there here, or customization request. So workbench request. There are the types of requests are there here. In that you see customization means client specific, client specific data, client specific object. So these are the requests. What is mean by request here? The transport request. The transport request means it kind of container. So in that container or collection, there we can add the collection of changes. Collection of changes means all the objects, all the data, we will bundle it, bundle it into the one container. That is called the transport request here. Transport request here. So that is the main thing here, transport request here, right? So there, while creating the transport request, there the types of requests are there here, right? Customization request here, customization. So customization request, it contains client specific objects. As per the client specific settings, these requests are automatically recorded when users perform the client specific settings. And the target system is automatically assigned in the transport layer. So client specific, client specific. So this is the client specific. Then what about the workbench request? Workbench request is the cross client, means repository objects. So these requests are responsible for workbench level. Means, so if the workbench request you created, we can import to the any client, any system, and not only ECP, you can also import to the any other systems, external systems outside of the landscape systems also, you can import it. So most frequently request will be created by the workbench request only, workbench request only. So customization is the client specific. Client specific means as per the so only specific to the that client only. This is called the so repository objects and cross client customization objects are recorded into the this workbench request here, right? Then transport of copies here. The transport of copies means here, the transport of copies means during the refresh time, during the system refresh, we have the topic here. So that time we will select this transport of copies here. That time, so we can select the transport of copies here. So the relocation of the object, say the location, object location changes. So the location is different. The one object location is different. Means you pulled the object from the different. Do you want to change that location of the objects without package change, with package change, move? So normally these four things no one will use here. Rare cases we will use this one. Remaining things no one use these four things here, right? Rare cases here. The main thing is that this one or this one is the very important here, right? This we will use it during the refresh time only, refresh, system refresh time. So we will import, we will create the transport of copies here. That time we'll discuss more about the transport of copies, how to create the request here. Then workbench request, cross client and client repository objects will be loaded into this request here. So just select the any one of the request here. Suppose like workbench request. If you select any request, it will generate it will ask the form here on form. Just you need to provide the short description here. Just example. So maybe object movement to production, just for naming convention purpose, just to maintain the standard naming convention here. So here the target system will be assigned automatically here. Why? Because since you have configured the TMS configuration, so it will be created, it will be allocated automatically here. Just click on the save button here. See here there is a request is generated. This is the main request here. This is the subtask. So there is a request is generated here. So transport request is generated. So transport request is container, carry bag. Whenever you go to shopping mall, then when you purchase anything here, whenever you go shopping mall and when you purchase something, they will give the one carry bag to you. So in that carry bag, you will store the data. Maybe in our language, in our carry bag, you store your things, your shirt or point, you will store it. Then you will bring to your home, right? Here, who is helping here? The carry bag is helping to move the object. The object means shutter point from shop to your home, right? Carry bag is helping. So the transport request also one kind of carry bag here. One kind of carry bag here means container. In our language, SAP language, it is a kind of container. The changes that are made in the development system that will be recorded into the in the time of request. That request is called the transport request. The purpose of the request is to move the data. The data will be stored into that request. That request we can move to the that request we can move to the respective system here. So respective system we can move to the respective system here. So each request contains the main request and also the subtask here. So multiple tasks we can add it to the request here. Multiple tasks we can add to the request here. Multiple, this is the main task, nothing will be stored here. So only subtask, the data will be stored. We have to add the data into the subtask only. We have to add the data into subtask only. First we have to release the subtask, then we have to release the main one here. Once you done your homework means once your data added to the in this list, then you have to. So now you created the empty request here, right? Empty request you created here. Then whenever you create the empty request, there is a naming convention is created here, right? So that is called the transport request naming convention is SID, the K9, then number, 5 digits number will be generated here. So SID means you are creating in the ECD the K9. So the number means, so suppose first 0000, so 5 digits number 001, it will be created here. It will be created here. Then after that, then when you create the second request, the number will be allocated automatically. The number will be created automatically. Like that, it will create the number here, right? Like that, it will create the numbers in the systems here, right? So here you can see the same request number is created here. So 9. So 100 requests are before that 99 requests are created in the ECD system. Then after that 101. So like that. So two numbers will be allocated. This is the main task. This is subtask here. So in this subtask, we have to add the data. In this subtask, we have to add the data here. We have to add the objects here. So we have to double click on the subtask. Carry bag is there. In that carry bag, now we need to add the objects here. We need to add the objects here. We have to add the objects into the systems here. In the carry bag, we have to add the objects here, right? Here we need to just to go to, there is a syntax for adding. This is only difficult for you. This is only difficult for you. So there is a syntax we need to follow, means the developer should follow here, right? So there is a program name means RTTR, object name means, so what you are going to add it here, what you are going to add it here. There is a, you are going to add the, so package, you are going to add the documentation, you are going to add the screen, what you are going to add into the request here, what you are going to carry from this system to that system. So table, you want to go package, whatever you are going to, so there is a many types of things are there here. So you can just add whatever you are going to add into the systems here, right? So maybe let me take it example here. So TABU, tabu means tables. There is syntax we have to follow. So what is the table you want to move to the your, so ECD to ECQ? What is the table name here you want to move? So suppose like I want to move TBDLS, which means logical system naming conventions here. Enter the table key here, the table key. So you want to move all the entries from the table, right? Star, we need to put it out here, right? So then save it, right? So then click on the save button here. No changes are already saved. Okay, then go back. See
So
here,
all things we have to do in main task or is subtask.
main task, we can perform the main task or subtask also we can add it here. Subtask also we can create it here. So it will create it. If you add it the main task also, subtask also, it will be added automatically. You don't need to do anything here. Just select the main task, change mode, then add the respective objects. What are the objects? What are the object name? Object name means, in the object means it will come either table, package, so screen, geo, whatever it is there. So all those things we can carry to other systems, from this system to other systems here. Now I added TBDLS table entries I have added here, right? I have added the TBDLS table entries I have added. Now, so let's see, let me go to the other screen, ECD. So let me check what are the entries are there in the TBDLS table. So this table data I want to move, right? So just execute it, execute button. You see here we have the total, how many entries we have? Total 20 entries we have. 20 entries we have here. 20 entries. So let me create few more entries here. Few more entries here. Let me check in the, so let me check in the, so production, how many are there here? Production, how many are there here? Why? Because we want to see, right, the changes, how changes are moving to the, so development to quality system here. Just if you go to the SE16 here, then TBDLS table, you see how many entries are there here. Only you can see only 4 entries are there here. Only 4 entries are there here. Only 4 entries are there here. So what I will do here, what I will do here, so I will create the few more entries here, ECD related few more entries I will create in the development. I am in the development system. So I will create the few more entries here, few more entries. So how to create the logical systems? This is the logical systems, right? That will be stored into the table name is called the TBD list table name. It will store the data here. So how can I create the logical systems? More logical systems, how can I create it here? Now 20 are there. So let me create few more so that, so we are in the safe side. So like suppose how to create the logical systems?
54 or say
Yeah, BD 54, we can create it here, BD 54 here. So let me try to create here, click on the new button here. Okay. So, so ECP PLNT 100 client. Okay. ECP 100. Then ECP PLNT 200. Just example. So ECP 200. So it's now PLNT 100. ECP PLNT 200. Entry already existed. This entry is already exist. So this one is already exist. So it is adding automatically whenever you do the changes, it is adding to the one transport request. One transport request here. Here again 102 is created while 101 adding. So here you can see here you can see the table entries, 22 entries are there here. Here 22 entries are there in ECD 100 101 client. You have the 22 entries are there here. 22 entries are there here. 22 entries are there here, right? So what I will do here, what we are doing here, we are planning to move this table changes to the production system here, production here. In the production, how many are there here? So in the production, we have only, so 4 are there here, only 4 are there. So after the data movement here, this remaining all will come to the, this means 24 should come to the here. All 20 plus entries should come to the this system, in the ECP system, right? So I'm not going to manually create it here. I was created the TR transport request here. What I can do, so what I can do here, so I can go to the my TR here. I forgot my TR number here. So there is a naming convention. I created the TR, right? What is the TR number? Some logical system for 100 clients, some TR we created.
It is 1.5.
100, right? 100 or
No, 105. 105. If you go with the transports and find the logic step. Display. It's 001. This is the logical system for client.
no, 101, 101. Yeah, okay. Okay, armament moment, 100 client. This
Yeah.
is the one
Okay.
that we created. Yeah, this is the one we created. So you can see the objects and subtasks. Just to select it, just click on the release button. So we have to, once you create the request you created, you added the objects, right? You added the objects into the request now. So there is a sequence we have to follow here. Once you create the TR, once you create the request you have to create it. Then you have to add the object, that is the optional. Then we have to release the request here. Release the request. Release means export. You have to export it. Then then, so basis will import the request here. Basis will import the request here. So first you have to request created. You have to add the objects. So it's a optional. Empty request also we can move to the respective source system for testing purpose. Then release the request. It's a mandatory. Then basis team will import that. This is sequence. Request we created. We have added the object also. Added the object also here. Then release the request. Whoever created the TR, only that person has to release the, so basis created. Only basis user has to do the release. Release means here, you see there is a truck symbol here. Just click on the truck symbol, the request will be released successfully. Right? You will get the one prompt like that. So request is released successfully. It is 000. It's exported. Release means exported. Whenever the request get exported here, whenever the request get exported here in the USR, SAP, in the trans, so bin, we know what will happen. In the bin directory, the configuration will be stored here, right? So buffer, the imported transport request, the requests which are now released, right? So this type of transport request will be stored into the buffer. Buffers it will be stored here, right? So then co-files. So co-files means, as I mentioned, when you create the transport request, suppose 100 client you create 100 transport request, ECD, CLNT, 100. So like, sorry, ECD, K9, so 000, 100 requests you created here. 100 requests you created here, right? You released it. Whenever you release this request here, whenever you release this release, we have to export it. Then it will split the transport request into the two files here. It will split the transport request into the two files here. So one is the, means the STR will release into the two files here. So one is like co-file means K9, this number, K9, this number, it will release it here, right? Then R9 is for, so data file, a co-file and a data file here. So two files, it will split it here, co-files and data files here, K9 and R9. So request will be released into the two parts. Whenever you release it, click on the release, it will split into the two files, co-files and data files here, co-files and data files here. So co-files will start with the K9 here, K9 here. So suppose example you see here, K9. So today we released it, K9 0000900 client. Then data files. So data files R9 0000. So which means if the co-files or data files are successfully released means, so the transport request is successfully exported or successfully released. So sometimes, so this trans directory got 100% full, the co-files or data files will not be released here due to some issues. So due to some issues, it will not be released. It will not be released into the systems here, right? It will not be released into the system. So co-files and data files. Okay, co-files and data files here. So this must and should its co-files, all the co-files starts with the K9, 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 K9. So all the data files will starts with the R9, 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 R9. During the client copy time, it will create the KT, KO, RO, RT. So like that, it will create it, right? So these are the files here. So KT, like during the client export or import time, whenever you export the client using the SEC8, it will create the KT one file, KO one file, KX, RT, RO, RX, like that. So what files will be created each request. So these are the files here. So these are the files.
If we don't have access to the OS level, is there any way we can check from the SAP?
OS level also using the R3 trans commands, we can export it. That's possible.
No, what I'm saying, if we don't have access to the OS level,
then SAP.
Is there any way to check this from the SAP?
SAP level, yes. There is a way to check the SAP level, the folder structure and everything. So I will tell you. Yes, so if you don't have access to the operating system level, so just to go to there is a transaction code called the AL11, all directories here. Just to go to the AL11, you see all the SAP directories list from here, right? Just to go to the trans directory here, dir trans here. Then if you go to here you will see whether the files or data files are generated or not. Here you can find out the information from here. See here also the list is showing here. Yeah, there is a way. If you don't have OS level access or database level access, we have the respective T codes are there. So those things we can check it out here from OS level also, from SAP level. So otherwise, so whenever so you release the transport request, that will be modifiable status. That is modifiable status. So then after that that will come to the released status. Released status means completely exported. Then here released. Then once the request is released successfully, then you have to send an email to the basis team to import the request here. Then basis team will log into this is our work then. So up to here, the whoever create the transport request, who is the developer, so they will perform the creation of the transport request. They will perform the creation of the transport request. Then after that, they will ask basis team to import it here. Then so we have to import to the high basis team. Could you please import the request into the ECP some 100 client here. Then we have to log into the ECP 100 client. Then SCSTMS transaction code we have to use it. Then select the system from import queue. Select the system from queue. So suppose example you see here, I am in the ECP. Go to the STMS transaction code. This is for importing the request here. Just select the import overview. Okay. Then which system you want to move the request. Now P we have to move the request. Just select the P. Then it will go to the import queue of the your production system here, ECP system here, ECP. So it will go to the ECP system now. Right, it's read. Just scroll down. Where is your request? 100, request number 100 here. Where is here? So see here, this is your request number, which came from where? It came from your ECD system. That's why 100 request is there here. So this is one. So here, so you see the RC written code. So which means it is successfully okay. So which means successfully imported, but these are not imported here. But our request also not imported here, right? Then to import the transport request, select the transport request here. There is a truck symbol here. There are the two types of trucks are there here. There are the two types of truck symbol here. So just select the request, click on the import, request, import into the ECP request here, right? So for release also we will use the truck symbol is in the SC01. For import also we have to use the truck symbol here. So it's the symbol that is the release, that is the export purpose here. This is the import purpose here. Just select the import request here. They select the import request here. Don't select, always don't select the import all request here. If you just select the import all request, what will happen? So all mass transport request will be imported. Means all you have the thousands of requests will be imported at a time without any sequence. So this will is the dangerous action, which will create the system will be in the corrupted status here. So that is not should not be we should not do that like this here in the production, right? You have to go one by one. So in this case, you have the thousands of requests, then you have to go for the one by one only. Then you have to just clearly check here which one you are clicking here, import all or import the single request here. Just select the single request here. That is the very important here. So just select the request here. Then whenever you click on the import request here, you will get the one more form here. Here the target system is okay, but what is the client here? Which client you want to move to the here? Just select it here. How many clients? We have the 100 client, right? So 100 client we want to move to the system here. Then select the target client here, right? So you want to start immediately. You want to import. You want to schedule the transport request. Schedule means you want to schedule the job automatically to import it here, right? Then automatically as per the timeline that will be imported here. Then after event. So normally we will use immediate option. Then execution. So you want to execute asynchronous mode or asynchronous mode. By default, asynchronous mode here. Why? Because whenever you are importing the transport request here, so dial one batch process. Why? Because whenever you are importing the transport request, backend one job will be executed. That is called the RDD IMP job. RDD IMP job. RDD IMP job is responsible for import of the TR. So this job will be scheduled. While this job is running means there is one batch process is required. One background process is required. To run the job, one background process is required, right? So here to import is scheduled in the asynchronous mode. The batch process is released after the import was started. That is means, so immediately the batch process will not be occupied. So immediately it will be released. Come to the wait status here. When you select the synchronous mode here, so the import synchronously, the background process is blocked until import has ended. Means that will be holded. The process is occupied with the transport job until you finish the import work. So that is the one. So normally we choose the asynchronous mode only. Okay, by default options here. Then go to the options here. Normally we won't touch all those things here. Only options we will go here. So in the options, you see, there are some options here. Leave the import request in the queue. So that is selected by default. Means you want to leave the transport request in the GIS for the later import. So it should be available here. So if you select it, the request once it is imported, it will be deleted from the queue. It's not available later import. So then we will select it here. Then you want to request the request already imported. Again, you want to import it here. Then you want to override the originals. The same data is available in the source and target. You want to override with the target source data. Yes. So like this, you want to invalid component versions. So like that, these options we will select it here. Normally, so first 3 or 4 and the last one we will select it here. By default, we will select this one. So by default, some people they won't accept anything. Just they will select empty. They will import it. That depends upon their system and data in the system. So normally I prefer this first 3 or 4 and the last one here. So right, just click on the continue button. Then click on the yes. Then the TR will be imported here. See here, the truck symbol is started here. The import is running here. The transport import is running here. Just click on the refresh button. Right. So when you click on the refresh button, you see there is a color code is happened, which means return code 0. So which means how can I assume this is successfully imported or not? See, whenever you just mouse over, This is green means, so this is green means your return code is 0. There is some return codes, transport return codes. We will call it as the transport return codes here to know whether it is successfully imported or not. So successfully so imported. So it won't show like just the code, it will show, that code will be shown here. Then successfully imported with warnings, 1 or 2 warnings that we can ignore it. So RC8 means, return code 8 means, so 1 or more objects failed to import, data failed to import here due to some syntax error or program errors that the developer has to look this one. So who created the object, whether they created the successfully created or not, that they have to look here. Then RC12 means it's a system issue. So then basis team has to look here. Basis will look into here, look into this here. So means we have to look into this one here. So this one, developers, if the return code 12, we have to look into here. 0 or 4 means successfully imported here. In our case, the TR successfully imported with 0. Then we will check whether the objects are successfully, means the table we moved here. Then when you go to the table entry here, SE16 TBDLS table here, whatever the table entries are there here, all the tables entries should come to the here, right? You see, all the table entries are there in the ECP also, ECP 100 client also, all will came to the here, right? All the table entries will came to the here also. So all the entries it came to the here. See here, dev one all entries it came to the here also. Then how? If we want to create, it will take some time, right, to create the data. But in the production, you cannot directly create it. Anything it will come from development. You have to record the changes into the transport request. Then we have to move to the here, right? So same thing here, we have to perform it here. Same thing we have done it here. So anything we have to move from here. So 22 entries. Previously only 4 entries in the ECP. Now 22 entries moved here. Means what happened means, so the table which you created here, the request, that request is carried the table's data from source to target system here. Source to target system to carry the data here. That's why you see the all the objects here. So how can I check the request is successfully imported or not? You can see right here, return code 0. No, I want to logs. Then select the request here. If you go to the TP system log or import history or import monitor. So these 3 things will give you some clues whether successfully imported or not here. Just if you go to the TP system log here or import history, so it will give the some information here. So TP system log. Otherwise, here in the trans directory, bin we know, buffer we know, co-files, data files, EPS, support packs during the patch import or next topic. It will come to the here, the patches will come to the here, right? So next one is the log here. In the log file, we have the log file. So there is a log file, a recent timestamp log file, S log. If you open the S log file, this is the system log file here. This is the system log file here, whether your TR is successfully imported or not. Here in the SAP level, there is a TP system log. Here you can see system log entries. It is also for the trans log S log file only. Now also we opened the S log file only. So either way, either OS level, we can go to the log folder. OS level, we can go to the log folder. So there we can check the S log file here, right? To get the transport is successfully imported or job is running or not. Anything, any issues, it will be recorded in this log files here. Anything. So now no issues, though. So it's imported here, right? It's imported successfully. It's imported here. So if any issues, it will be recorded here. It will be say like something is not running, some error message will be displayed in the screens here, right? This is a TP system log here. Also, TP system log is the important troubleshooting log file here. Then if you go to the import history, how many transport requests are imported in entire month, just for importing purpose here. Suppose in 2022 till date, last year up to here, and how many requests are imported. So that history we can track it here. Total 170 requests are imported into the system. 170 requests, right? So the last month up to so in the up to November 1st, not November 2022, right? So up to 2023, yeah, January to not January, so June or July or August, November 1st November to, so till date, how many requests are imported? So you can see the 6 requests are imported. So today also. So this is kind of some history, import history, right? So sometimes people wants to do the import history. That time we can do it here. Then monitor, import monitor. So whether the request is successfully imported, last request, that one we can see it here. So that is, we can see it here. So okay. So mainly go to TP system log is very important here to check the whether request is successfully imported or not here. So then who is importing this request here? Who will import this request here? So there is a one job here. There is a one job here that is called the RDD IMP DP job here. So that will help to import the request into the systems here. RDD IMP DP job here. So this job will import the request here. This job will import the request here. So if this job is not running, then definitely, so your transport request will not be imported. So the main thing is TR is not getting imported means the issues. So because of this job here. So then immediately you will get the RC12. Even request will not be imported. That is the main thing here. Even you see, if you wait 1 hour, 2 hour, it will keep on being imported. Import is running only. So it won't give the results here. So then in this case, we have to check whether any issues with the import queue or not. We need to find out here. We need to find out the request from here. That is called the transport request here, right? So that is the transport request. This is the import buffer here, right? Import buffer. So here we can find out. So if we go to the each system, how many requests are there, how many requests are waiting for the import, all those information we can see it from here. So this is the way we have to import the transport request into the respective system. While importing, how can we know whether it's successfully imported or not? By seeing the color code, we can see it's imported or not. If the 0 or 4, okay, 8 means request is failed. Then again, we have to inform to the functional or development team. 12 means it's a system issue. That I will tell you later. What is mean by system issues means tomorrow's class. So just I will give the tomorrow also overview on the transport request, everything. Okay. So 12 means there is a multiple issues that I will explain it here. Okay. So few things I have to explain. That time I will explain it more. So here this job is responsible here. So that is the very important here. Okay. So this is the way we have to create the request. We have to import the request. This is purely our team responsibility to import it here. So this is purely their team responsibility to import here. So there is a sequence. So request, I have to add the objects, release the request, then basis team to import the. So if you create the request, then added the objects, then you have not released. If you ask basis team to import, they won't import. Why? Because they have to release it first of all. The sequence is missing here. Then you have to release the transport request. Then basis will import the request here. So this is the activities we have to follow here. This is the very important here. This sequence is very important here. Without releasing, we cannot import into the transport request. That is the main thing here. We should remember. Okay. So
But we have to perform only import only now.
We have to perform only import only. That's why creation is not responsible. So only import we have to respond. But here, who will create? No one is there, right? We don't have any developers. Then in this case, if you want to create the test transports, few test transports, I will create it so that you guys can import the transport request. While importing, check the options, what options you are doing and everything here, right? I'm just creating the few more one so that we can start importing the transport request here. So see here, one more request is created here. Just select it, release it. So that without empty also we can release it. So no one will question. Why? Because so carry bag means we can carry it. No need to just to
How how can we check in that request how many tables are there like that?
So if you
please
expand
tell
it, that will give the how many objects are there, what are the objects are added, all the information will be shown here. I will show you 1 minute. So here released. So here example 3. So before releasing, it is the modifiable status. Modifiable status means request is not released. Then select it, release it. Then the request comes to the released status here. The request comes to the released status here. So 3 requests I released it here now. So nothing is there, no data, just empty request we released it here. Empty request we released it here. Suppose if any data is there, we just expand it. Then you see the data here. You see the data here. So tables, 2 tables here. You see the tables list here. 2 tables list here. You will see the tables list here. Like that, it will show the information here, right? So it will show the table information. If it is the empty, so nothing is there, just empty. That's it. So now we released the 3 requests. 3 requests we released it. Then if we go to the STMS, then so released means it will go to the import queue of the this one here. Here 21 is there here. Just to refresh here buffer, then it will come to the 3, 4, 24. I think it will come to the 24th figure number. Means 24 count it will come to the here. Why? Because 3 we released it. So means 24 it will come. So 25. See, just if you go to the here, then just scroll down, you see the example 1, example 2, example 3. 3 requests are released. So we have to import this one. But don't click this import all. Okay, that is the dangerous activity. Okay, so how to disable? Sometimes some customers they will disable this import all. Why? Because dangerous activity. Some people while clicking this button, if they click this button, it will be corrupted. So how to disable means I will tell you. Okay, so for now, just go to the ECP system, try to import the request. Why? Because this is the basis activity. Every day, not every day, every hour or every 2 hours or every 3 hours, we have to import the request. That is our activity. So daily, this is our main activity to import the data into target systems, either quality or production. Okay, select the request here, select the request and click on the import symbol, import the request here. Okay, just click on the import request. Then what is the client? Then go to the options, select the options. So whatever the options your customer asked you to put, you can select it. Sometimes they won't ask anything, then don't put. Sometimes your company will follow the standard rules, then you can just select the rules here, whatever it may be. So that we can select it here. Okay, this is the TR creation, TR import procedure. So tomorrow I will explain once you've done this work, like importing the transport request, how to import it, how to check it, how to check the logs, co files and data files. Once you practice tomorrow I will tell RC12. What is meant by RC12? What are the system issues we may face it? How to fix that system issues, that I will explain it tomorrow. Okay. Any questions from anyone?
Nothing bad for me.
Yeah, try to import it. If you are interested, then try to create also. Try to create also. You can also try to fix the request. So very simple. Go to SE01 or 09 or 10. 3 transaction codes you can use it. 3 will be the same functionality. SE09. So same screen. SE10. So same screen. SE01. Same screen. Okay, same screen here. So most of the people will use the 01 or sometimes 09 they will use it. It depends. So you can use the 01.
Now, how much data it will be carry in the container? Is there any?
We can carry up to not the terabytes of data. We cannot add terabytes of data. Just max 500 MB. So max we can go for 1 GB also. We cannot add it here, tables data. So because it's a very huge type of tables means it will create the lot of time it will take it here. So if the huge terabytes of data like large tables data you want to copy means then we have to use the some refresh or database some other methods we have to use it here. Then
Exactly.
yeah, not via transport request. Transport request is to move the some small development objects, and also their data also very less only, but the multiple objects we will have to move to here. So that's why we have to split it, and we need to record the into the carry bag. So suppose like say just we can assume like carry bag. So each carry bag there is a specific quantity we can move, right, we can carry. If the
Yes.
quantity is very high, immediately the carry bag we will lose the carry bag here, request will be stuck, carry bag will be stuck, same will be here. You can assume like this. So then, so when you're going to shopping mall and purchasing something, then they will give the one carry bag to move that object to the your respective location. Carry bag is our transport request here.
Container.
Just kind of container. That
Yeah.
container has one request numbering. That numbering is very important. So that number we can import to the respective system. So that tomorrow if anyone asks what is this request number, what is the object means, that request number based upon the that request number we can tell to them here. So and also we can also filter the list how many TRs are imported. Import history we can find out from here. So D means development, so nothing will be in the development, right? So only D to D. So here, so see if the request is failed, you will get this symbol here like this. You will get the symbol RC12. So green means it's a green. So
Okay.
failed means you will get this one RC12. Then if the RC12 comes, what could be the issues here? That is the very important. That is the very important for troubleshooting perspective. That I will explain tomorrow. It's a simple concept. Okay.